music composers and their spiritual legacy. The composer that I would like to introduce you to at this time, the name is Haydn, Franz Joseph Haydn. I like his story as I like all of their stories, and it just seems like to know their history is to enjoy their music even more so. And this composer is no exception, Haydn. This composer was a very gifted musician, but he was a servant. In those days, they had something called the patron system. How did musicians get money? Do you realize that at that time in history, the musicians, realizing that they didn't have radios, they didn't have sound systems in their homes, they had to have actual music. So what am I trying to say to you is this: the musicians had to live in the homes of these wealthy people, and they had to be at their beck and call whenever they wanted music. Well, the one good thing about it, at least it was live music, but the other good thing about it, it was they were there in the home 24 hours a day, which means that they had time to give this wealthy family music lessons and entertain this wealthy family's dinner guests. There was so much that they did. But I'm saying to you that Haydn worked under these circumstances. Franz Joseph Haydn was a member of the patron system, and that's what it was called. He was there to serve his patrons. And so when I talk about Haydn, understand that I'm speaking about Haydn as a servant. If they told the musician at night, we would like for you to be playing some music for breakfast, that was his assignment. If they told the musician, for tomorrow, we're having guests for dinner, and I would like for you to give them a concert, that was what they had to do. In other words, can I just say it? It was a talented servant, if nothing else. But Haydn accepted it. And he accepted it for quite a while. Would you believe? That was his job for 34 years. The family was so wealthy, they even had an orchestra. So he conducted the orchestra and wrote music for the orchestra. I think that maybe one of the pieces that he wrote was called the Surprise Symphony. I don't know whether you've heard of the Surprise Symphony or not, but if you stick around long enough, you'll hear the surprise. Like it starts off like, and the surprise would be overwhelming sound. And the people at the concert would jump up out of their seats. And it became a novelty when they knew that he was going to perform that particular work, and so they just got ready to jump out of their seats. In those days, that was noise. That was a very loud noise. The Surprise Symphony by Haydn. Haydn started the classical period. So we're no longer in the Baroque period now, we're in the classical. And Beethoven and Mozart learned from Haydn. Now, you're probably saying, I've never heard of Haydn before. And so many people have said that same thing. But he was very, very important, and both Beethoven and Mozart learned from this composer. He was a master at developing themes. And I just give him credit. I give him credit for realizing that if he couldn't find a job that was more to his liking, he just accepted that job in this, which was called the patron system. He accepted it, and I'm happy to tell you that when he became older and he retired from that job, he was rich, if that helps you, okay? But at the same time, I would like to share with you some of the hymns that he wrote. And I think that the unusual thing that I'm telling you is he also wrote his country's national anthem, which has also been made into a hymn. Let me start with these three hymns that I would like to share with you by Haydn. The spelling of Haydn's name is Haydn. The first hymn is called "The Spacious Firmament on High." And that particular tune goes by the title of "The Spacious Firmament on High." The other one that I would like to share with you is Austria's national anthem. And I think anybody should get a lot of credit for being the person who wrote the national anthem for your country. I wish you could be in Austria while that is being played, because the audience just goes silent whenever they hear their national anthem. And when it's time to sing it, everybody joins in. There was one other: glorious things of thee are spoken. I think that's pretty much the same piece that I just played, but this particular piece has a little bit more drive. All of this came to us in this country, and I love the fact that we have taken Haydn's music, we've taken Bach's music, and have incorporated it into a music that we can relate to. Okay? Thank you very much.